before you want to start looking at houses, understand these 4 things in detail. So most people want to understand the price, the location, all that stuff first, but in reality, take a step back and understand these 4 things. So first, let's understand the acquisition process. Is this going to be cash or is this going to be loan? Because if it's cash, okay, do you actually have the proof of funds, which is something you need to go and talk to your bank. And on the flip side, if it's a loan, well, let's go ahead and get your pre-approval letter first, because we don't want to look at something, fall in love with it, and then actually we can't get this in the acquisition process because we don't have a pre-approval letter that says we could do so, or we don't have the actual proof of fund that says we can do so either. And that would be a very terrible situation, because like I said, if you fall in love with something and then you can't actually get it, that hurts a lot. Okay, so understand the acquisition process. Is this going to be cash? Is it going to be a loan? Next thing, motivation. Do we need to buy? Okay, because if we don't need to buy, well, then you might have more leverage and really be more picky in the process of buying a house, and understand that first before you start. On the flip side, it could be true. Do we need to buy? Like, oh crap, like our rents in our apartment, our lease is going to break soon, or we want to get in before the school season starts to get a house going. So that's something you really need to understand, because if you have the right motivation, well, then you can use that to your advantage. Like I said, is you can maybe be a little bit picky with what you want to get, because your motivation is, you know what, we can wait a little bit and find something that really meets our price and terms. And if we back up a little bit, now we understand if we can wait a little bit, well, then we went through the process of our pre-approval letter from the lender and really understand where we are and where we stand. So that's one thing. If we can really truly find our wants and needs. Okay, so we want a 4-bed, 3-bath, but we can actually be okay with a 3 and a 2. So really understand that first before you start looking at houses, is understand your motivation. Okay, and maybe these next 2 things are 2 different scenarios which you may be falling in. We want to sell our house first, and then we want to buy. Okay, so if you want to sell, so let's just say your house sells, do you have a place to stay if you haven't found that next property yet? So maybe it's like, okay, you know what, I could stay with a family member for a month, or we're okay with renting for a month, renting a house or renting an apartment for a month. And you can really, okay, so now you understand that. And now, if you want to sell first, is you might have some leverage, and now you want to look and understand the average days on market for some comparables that your house is going for if you want the top dollar, and if you're okay with waiting a little bit longer, potentially to get the most returns for your house. And you know, if you're going to sell first, you can potentially be selective on offers. Right? So maybe you want to get the most as you can, and maybe you can be a little bit picky on when things come in. Oh, you know what, this person sent me an offer to buy my house, it's not what we're looking for, we can wait a little bit longer, because we're selling first and then buying after. Okay? And you know what, returns truly matter most to you if you're going to sell first and then buy after. So that's something to really, you know, think about. And the next thing, so we're going to buy first and then sell our house. Okay, so has the subject property been found? So, okay, so now we understand where we're at in motivation, cash, loan. We're gonna buy first and then sell. So has the subject property been found for something that you want to find? Okay, and you know, you need to understand the home sale contingency. So if we're gonna buy first, but that means we have to sell our house, there is contingencies in place in the purchase agreement to buy that first house, but it may not be attractive to the person you're buying the house from. Because think about it on the other scenario. You're selling your house for a top dollar, and someone submits an offer to you that says, okay, so we want to buy your house, but we need to sell our house first, and we have 30, 40 days to do so. Is that offer really attractive? No. Okay? And you know, that's just something to think about first. But you may be okay with it. So it all depends on the situation, motivation, leverage. And yeah, okay, so we understand the home sale contingency. That's something huge. If you're going to buy first and then sell, okay, and you know, you may potentially give up on the selling side. So let's just say we do find the property that you want to buy, and now that requires you selling. Well, you might not be getting the best for your house if you have a certain time frame to do so. So hopefully that this video made sense, that there's things you need to sit down and understand for yourself before you start looking at houses. And like we said, what's the acquisition process look like? Is it going to be cash? Is it going to be loan? Understand truly motivation. Understand, do we need to sell first to buy? Or are we going to buy, like buy something first, like get under contract first and then sell? Because both scenarios are true. Both scenarios can be tricky in how you want to go about it. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe or follow if you're on Facebook. And I can't wait to produce more daily content for you guys. So thank you for watching. Bye.